Death of Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen. He died in Seattle after complications of non-Hodgkin lymphoma. He just announced 2 weeks ago that he was being treated for that illness. Allen was 65 years old. Let's bring in Rene Ritchie, editorial director of Mobile Nations, and he joins us now from Montreal. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Most of us think of Bill Gates, of course. We don't think of Paul Allen when we think about Microsoft and the history there. But tell us about him.
So they were friends since childhood. I believe Allen was about 2 years older than Gates, and they had very similar trajectories in life. And I think Allen was actually the one who instigated both of them dropping out of school, starting Microsoft, coming up with the name Microsoft, and beginning to sell BASIC, which is one of the first sort of really accessible programming languages. So
the two of them grew up. Obviously, they were very close. Why did Allen decide to leave the company?
He was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I think that's a crucial moment in his life, and he saw everything that he could do beyond Microsoft.
So he decided he wanted to put some time into the outside life, maybe have more of a balance?
More of a balance, but also I think he was a deeply committed person to both his community and to his humanity, and he wanted to see what he could do both by enriching where he lived, but also by tackling the human condition, including the arts, the sciences, and charitable works.
Was he successful in that?
I think he was incredibly successful. I mean, he signed the Giving Pledge, which said he would give at least half of his net worth, and he was one of the richest people in the U.S., so we're talking tens of billions of dollars to science, and he did that repeatedly over and over again, and to the arts over and over again.
Yeah, remind us about the pledge, because not everybody has heard of it, but a number of wealthy people have now made that pledge.
Yeah, I mean, Apple's Tim Cook has made it. Paul Allen has made it. Famously, Bill Gates has pooled his money to do the same thing. And, there's just so much money. They can't take it with them. They could fund their children for 99 generations on it. And they think that there's something better they can do, especially giving it to organizations that are doing immediate work with helping everything from diseases to mapping the human brain to tackling the future of humanity.
He also, Rene, must have had a love of sports. Of course, he owned a couple of teams.
Yeah, and again, he absolutely had a love of sports, but he had a real love of sports in the Seattle area and in the Pacific Northwest, in the area that he was from. And he wanted to secure great teams. He didn't want them to leave the area. He wanted them to win championships, and he wanted to build stadiums, and he wanted to have all of that available to the people there.
What do you think he will be most remembered for? Microsoft?
I think Microsoft, I think Bill Gates is so famous that sometimes you forget about Paul Allen. I think Microsoft, for tech aficionados, is still the big one. But I really do think his work with artificial intelligence, his work with philanthropy, is going to end up being what defines him.
Got it. Rene Ritchie, I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.